Welcome to session on types of literacy. Today we are going to discuss about various types of literacy. Before doing that, I would like you to imagine that you are in a village and you have been given an assignment to help the village administrators to create a learning society. In that case, obviously you start doing your keen observations and you realize that some people in the village are illiterate and some do have their religious or traditional literacy wherein they just know how to read. Some do have functional literacy, that means they use their literacy for earning their livelihood, and there are some who have electoral literacy, digital literacy, computer literacy, media literacy. In this case, you wonder then, what kind of literacy do these people possess? And what work are you supposed to do in the case of literacy? And what kind of literacy you are supposed to impart in these villages? Hence, it is very much necessary to know what are the various types of literacy and how to differentiate among each type of literacy, because then only you will be able to understand what work you would be able to do in the field of literacy. So, in today's session, we will be discussing various types of literacy. The objectives of today's sessions are that at the end of the module, you will be able to identify various categories of literacy, list various types of literacy, differentiate various types of literacy, explain the importance of each type of literacy. So now we will see various categories of literacy along with its types. So I'll now explain you the chart, and through the chart I'll be able to tell you what are the categories of literacy, and under each category what kind of types of literacy are falling in. So we'll see the chart now. So this is the chart which I am going to explain to you. There are various categories. There are 8 categories. Under each category, various types of literacy have been mentioned. Under the category of content, we find that there is basic literacy and functional literacy. Under learners category, we find farmers, women, workplace, family, intergenerational and community literacy type. Category purpose, under that we have scientific, civic, political and developmental literacy. Under the category of social concerns, we have health, electoral, gender, water and financial literacy. Under the category of rights, we have critical and legal literacy, and under organizational aspect of the category, we have mass residual mopping up operation. Under digitalization category, we have computer literacy, digital literacy and information literacy. And under other types of literacy, we have media, visual, art, statistical and cultural literacy. So, in today's session, right now we will be seeing the categories of literacy under content, learner and purpose. So, we will be seeing the 3 categories first today. So, now we are seeing literacy categorized on the basis of its contents. In this, we see that literacy is having 2 types, that is basic literacy and functional literacy. So, in basic literacy, we can see that it was there in India from 1882 to 1947. I mean, it was there for a long time, and the concept of basic literacy evolved with the expansion of night schools in India. And the course of this basic literacy was spread over for a period of 2 years, which had the content like 3 arts were there, that is reading, writing, arithmetic, and in addition to that, some stories of historical importance were there, and also health issues, first aid, these issues were also included in the content of this basic literacy. So, this is about basic literacy. The duration of this basic literacy was of 2 to 3 hours. The classes were held in the evening, that was from around 7 to 10 p.m. and the classes were held in the houses of literacy teachers or some teacher's house, even in common place or in panchayat's office, etc. And basic literacy to be attained by the learner after attending classes for a minimum of 100 days. Now we'll see what is functional literacy. The World Conference of Education Ministers on Eradication of Illiteracy, organized by UNESCO, was held in Tehran in 1965. In the conference, it was mentioned that literacy should be regarded as a way of preparing man for a social, civic, and economic role beyond the rudimentary literacy training, including 3 R's, that is reading, writing, and arithmetic. Functional literacy, as you are seeing in this photo or image, you can see that this is related with economic activities, and it was expected that functional literacy will be applied in day-to-day life for making informed choices. Concept of functional literacy was related to empowering people, not merely useful to their employer, but to also make them more functional within the economy. Functional literacy, according to UNESCO's definition, is that functional literacy aims at enabling a learner to perform his or her work role, and to perform his or her work role as citizen, and to enhance his or her skills and education either on his own or through other available avenues of informal education. So we saw just now basic literacy and functional literacy. Now we'll move on to literacy categorized on the basis of learners to be taught. And this we see agriculture farmers literacy, women's literacy, family literacy, and workers literacy. So we'll see these types of literacy one by one. Under this Farmers Functional Literacy Program, we are seeing that it was there in India from 1968 to 1978. It was implemented jointly by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and the Ministry of Education and Culture. So, 3 ministries were involved in implementing Farmers Functional Literacy Program in India. The literacy categorized on the basis of its learners, we can see that Farmers Functional Literacy Program aimed at improving the efficiency of the farmers in the implementation of special program of high yielding varieties of wheat, enhancing agriculture production by applying technology in their farm and improving the production of it, and developing the yield of their farm. And it was all, the farmers literacy was related in the context of green revolution. Farmers Functional Literacy Project had 3 major components, that is farmers training, functional literacy, and farm broadcasting. Farmers training included giving them training about how to apply the developed technology on their field, and functional literacy included applying literacy in their day-to-day life so that they can improve the farm yield, and the farm broadcasting included broadcasting success stories of farmers so that people would get knowledge about what is happening in the field and how they are increasing the yield of their farm. So these 3 components were there of Farmers Functional Literacy Program. Women's literacy. The World Conference of Women held in Mexico City in 1975 to celebrate the International Women's Year Day had demanded action in their behalf. Since then, developmental policies of nations have indeed been emphasized women's role in development, asserting that the path to development is through women's development, and have advocated that literacy work done for women should offer curricula that emancipate women as it reinvents their social identity. In women's literacy, we can see that the woman is writing and the child is learning from her mother. So, women's literacy should have the curricula, that's what the Mexico conference had mentioned, that it should have the curricula that emancipate women, elements of health should be there, hygiene, food and nutrition, home management and child care, and vocational education should be a part of women's literacy. That was mentioned in that Mexico conference. So in India, we had All India Program for Women, and it was implemented by Central Social Welfare Board, wherein Mahila Mandals in rural areas were involved in imparting functional literacy to women. These Mahila Mandals were given some equipments also to teach literacy to women. They were also given sewing machines so that the literacy, whatever the women would learn, will be able to apply it in their day-to-day life. So that was part of this women's literacy implemented by Central Social Welfare Board. So now we'll see workplace literacy. Due to industrialization and relations of power, the need for workplace literacy emerged, and that's why many industries like coal mine industries, jute, oil industries, they were there to see that literacy will be implemented in those industries, to see that the laborers will learn literacy. By 1980s, workplace literacy was a part of factories in developed countries. Workplace literacy had content which included teaching functional literacy, means the laborers should be able to use their literacy in day-to-day life for earning their livelihood, and it also included reading instructions and handling paperwork, improving quality of work and professionalization of the worker were the main content part of workplace literacy. Then the other type of literacy is family literacy. It is also called as intergenerational literacy or community literacy. The children, their parents and adults in the community learn together, and that's why it was called as family literacy or intergenerational literacy, and it was implemented mostly in developed countries. In India also to some extent it was implemented, but in developed countries it was implemented on a large scale. Family literacy is also called as community literacy or intergenerational literacy, and it was implemented, or it is also implemented nowadays also by various developed countries through their academic institutions, and it is offered through distance learning. In some places, the teachers also go to the families and ensure that all family members will learn. Especially for teaching digital literacy, this family literacy is being implemented by some academic institutions, and it is effective in improving outcomes for children, youth and their families. Now we'll see literacy categorized on the basis of its purpose. Scientific literacy helps neoliterates and rural youth. Now, neoliterates means those who have just completed their literacy skills and who have learned the basic curriculum set by National Literacy Mission and have completed the literacy test. They are called as neoliterates. So this scientific literacy helps these neoliterates and rural youth adults in understanding their environment in a better way. They understand the importance of keeping the area clean and how it is important to live in a clean environment. Scientific literacy also helps to make it possible for rural youth adults to acquaint with the process of discovery of knowledge. Like whatever new innovations occur in the field of science, they can apply it, and this can be taught through this scientific literacy. Science by practice is relevant to the needs of the people. Like in some areas, women are taught the importance of pressure cooker. Initially, women were reluctant to use even the gas cylinder. They used to feel that this is something very unhygienic. But then through scientific literacy, the importance of using gas, pressure cookers were given to these people. Scientific literacy also means application of scientific knowledge in our day-to-day life. So this all is explained through scientific literacy to neoliterates. So the content of scientific literacy includes physical and mental health issues, and if one doesn't have proper sleep or rest or the diet is not good, it affects our health. So this importance is also given through scientific literacy. Scientific literacy also includes importance of exercise like yoga and doing some kind of exercise in our daily life, how it is important to keep ourselves healthy. These issues are also taught to people through scientific literacy. Then how fatigue matters in our life and how we should overcome that. These things are taught to the neoliterates. It improves the posture and how wrong drugs affect our health. That is also taught through scientific literacy. Learning of home environment, cleanliness, these issues are taught. Then taking steps to distribute potable water to needy people. This is taught through this scientific literacy. Now we'll see what is civic literacy and political literacy. Civic or political literacy means acquiring knowledge and skills needed to actively participate in political matters. It is literacy for good citizenship. Citizenship involves both duties and rights, not only rights. That is also emphasized through this civic or political literacies. At a deeper level, it means a shared understanding of the approach to life of a group of people. Paulo Freire was the one who initiated this literacy, and he said that people should be taking part in their social and political life. A new terminology, that is social education, was introduced in the year 1948. It was meant to see that people will become aware about social issues and they will understand what are their duties towards society. So we'll see the definition of civic literacy, that it is defined as a course of study directed towards building consciousness of citizenship among people and promotion of social solidarity amongst them. Civic literacy or political literacy was there in India from 1948 to 67. There are 5 aspects of this social education. That's health and hygiene, as I mentioned earlier, the importance of cleanliness and how to keep area clean, those matters were involved in this. Importance of hygiene, first aid were covered. Then family and community living, and how to build our relationship with our neighbor and different groups in our society, those things were mentioned. Then vocation, literacy and cultural activities, and recreational activities were the aspects of social education. Now we'll see what is the developmental literacy. Paulo Freire in 1970 mentioned that consciousness approach would lead to viewing education as an element and the process of human liberation, critical reflection that leads to action and change. Paulo Freire considered literacy to be not just the process of learning the skills of 3 R's, but a contribution of liberation of man and to his full development. So Paulo Freire was the main person behind this developmental literacy. So the concept of functionality must be extended to include all its dimensions: political, economic, and social and cultural. This was the major issue which was explained by Paulo Freire through his writings and through his orations to people. And that he mentioned that literacy must aim above all to arouse in the individual a critical awareness of social reality and to enable him or her to understand, master and transform his or her destiny. A person should become aware of the social situations around him and then ensure them out of that. So in today's session, we saw literacy categorized on the basis of content, on the basis of its learners, and on the basis of its purpose. Under content, we saw basic literacy and functional literacy, and literacy categorized on the basis of its learners. In that we saw farmers literacy, women's literacy, workers literacy, family literacy, and in the category of purpose we saw scientific literacy, civic literacy, and political and developmental literacy. So these 3 types of categories we covered in today's session. So thank you.